Have you ever heard of machine failure? Machine failure due to abandoning the preventive maintenance. Every machine has its own certain period of time for working before it needs to be maintained. Abandoning the preventive maintenance will result in machine failure that may cost higher to repair. Here are some reasons which may lead to machine failure. Number 1. Abrasion. It is caused by dust contamination of lubricating oil compartment. Dust is trapped at any point between two moving surfaces. Number 2. Corrosion. Effect from chemical reaction that is accelerated by temperature. Corrosion of metal surfaces tends to be self-limiting for the machine to run at its best performance. Number 3. Deposition. It is different from other failure modes because it involves material placement rather than material removal. By adding a foreign material that causes damage or plugs opening is also another component failure mechanism. Number 4. Electrical discharge. Electric machines sometimes produce shaft current where current travels along a length of a shaft across a bearing fluid film thickness and back through the machinery housing to the ground. Happen across the fluid film gap, striking metal surface and create damage under intense heat and shock of electrical arc blast. Here are the benefits of machine preventive maintenance. Goal 1. Reduce major repair. To prevent machine from having a serious damage. Goal 2. Reduce overtime cost. This helps the machine from having a rapidly changing major part. Goal 3. Better assets conservation. Machine can work at its best performance and not easily get damaged. Goal 4. Improve production rates. No repairs means no defect and it helps increasing the production of a machine. You can read more about implementing these tips here. The link will be provided down below. Thank you for watching. Hopes you like and enjoy the video. Goodbye.
Preventive maintenance is regularly performed on a piece of equipment to reduce the likelihood of failure. Preventive maintenance ensures that anything of value to your organization receives consistent maintenance, avoid unexpected breakdown and costly disruption. There are 4 elements inside this. Number 1 is type of checkup. Number 2, schedule of prevention. Number 3, purpose of prevention. Number 4, benefit. Number 1, type of checkup. We must check the equipment durability. We must clean the dirt on the equipment. We must use some grease to prevent equipment from failure or rusting. Lastly, we must maintain the shape of the equipment. Number 2, schedule prevention. Daily equipment that using continuously, such as wrench, cutter, screwdriver in workshop. Monthly, for equipment that use special occasions, such as soldering tool, wiring equipment. Yearly, equipment that rarely used, such as equipment on that use only needed. Number 3, purpose of prevention. First, to prevent equipment failure. Second, to prevent the work of production stopping in the middle of process. Third, to prevent injury for the workers. Fourth, to prevent increase in cost for buying equipment. Number 4, benefit. First, we can have a long durability for the equipment to be used. Second, it can save the cost for buying the new equipment. Third, the production can run until the end. Fourth, to save cost for calling or send it for the repair. That's all for today. Hope this video gives some input for understanding preventive maintenance for equipment. Thank you.
Workplace safety refers to the working environment at a company and encompasses all factors that impact the safety, health, and well-being employees. This can include environmental hazards, unsafe working conditions or processes, drug and alcohol abuse, and workplace violence. There are three types for this. First is the type of checklist, second is the purpose of prevention, and the third is the benefits of prevention. Eliminate potential hazards. Keep the workplace free from recognized physical and chemical hazards and make sure it is in compliance with OSHA standards, rules and regulations. Use your digital signage system to remind employees about proper body mechanics, forklift safety, safe backing, what PPE is necessary, and ways they can avoid slips, trips, and falls. Make sure all workers are properly trained. The organization must provide all workers with safety training using language they can understand. This training should be given to all new workers, with refresher courses offered to or required for existing workers or when workers change jobs within the company. Ensure workers have the proper equipment. Make sure employees have and use safe tools and equipment and properly maintain this equipment. Workplace digital signage is an effective tool for reinforcing injury prevention. Raise awareness around proper handling of hazardous materials, lockout, tagout, and machine guarding. Stay alert. There are many employees who usually compromise or ignore the alerts of advance warning, and due to this, numbers of workplace injuries or fatalities occur. Keeps crisis exits, which are easily accessible. In case there is an emergency, you will need quick access to the exits. It is also advised to keep clear usage of equipment shut off, which might stop you from performing an emergency. Update your supervisor about the unsafe conditions. It is important that you keep updating your supervisor about the hazards or risks occur at the workplace. They should be legally obligated to ensure that their employees are working in a safe environment or not. And in case if the employees are not working in safe conditions, then it is the responsibility of the supervisor to listen and understand their condition and create safe working environment for employees. By encouraging and promoting a healthy workforce, you can improve productivity, business performance, staff morale, and employee engagement. Lastly, you will also be able to reduce accidents and work-related ill health, sick pay costs, insurance costs, and also pressure on employees covering for those who are absent. These are the example of the PPE during working. There are head protection, eye protection, high visibility hat, vest, pants, hand protection, harness, layout, and also foot protection. That is all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Farhan Hazim. Metric number B0819. 10003, and today I will explain about troubleshooting and preventive measure for automobile. So the first thing is the first problem is a dead starter. A dead starter means your car won't be able to start. It's usually one of two things: your starter has failed or your battery is dead. You turn the key in the ignition and it's just don't want to start. All you hear is a click. Starters have a solenoid in the column or the starter relay. It allows an electric current to go from the starter motor in response to a small control current, setting the engine in motion. So the prevention tips is whenever possible, do periodic checks on the main components of your starter motor to see if anything needs fixing or replacing. A dead starter can easily be issues with the spark plug or that the starter relay requires some adjustment. The second troubleshoot is dead battery. This is another reason why your car might not be starting. A dead battery happens when something drains the power out of it, or if your car battery is old. Car batteries are normally made to last no more than a few years, usually between 3 to 5 years. So the prevention tips is in some instance it's all a matter of faulty connectors, in which case just hook them back up and you should be good to go. The best way to prevent being surprised by dead battery is to mark it with the date you purchase it, and get a new one before it expires. So the second troubleshoot is alternator problems. So the alternator keeps your battery in check and keeps it charged. If you have problems with your alternator, your car won't be able to start or break down in the middle of the road. Signs of failing alternator includes constant battery problem, unusual rattling from the engine, and electrical failure. So the prevention tips is age might be one reason why your alternator is giving you problems. So keep track of how old is your alternator and have it replaced if it's been in service for years. The signs above are what you need to look out for should you need to replace your alternator. So the fourth troubleshoot is spark plugs. Spark plugs have a shelf life. Wear and tear will eventually leads to this failing, and at certain opportune moments, a failed spark plug can cause your car to run at low speeds and consume more fuel in the process. So the prevention tips is tune-ups every 6 months and spark plug replacement every 5 to 10 months, or as they wear down. Whichever comes first will go a long way to preventing long-term damage to the electronics in your car. So the fifth troubleshoot is radiator leaks. If your air conditioning starts failing and your car is leaving a trail of coolant on the street and driveway, then you have a radiator leak. A faulty radiator can mean that your engine will overheat and leave you stranded at the worst possible time. So the prevention tips is just check all the connectors of your car to make sure that they are in place. Replace immediately if there's damage. Work out a coolant maintenance schedule by regularly flushing out coolant and replacing it. The sixth troubleshoot is oil leaks. A tell sign that your oil is leaking would be dark stains on your driveway. So the prevention for the oil leaks is oil leaks are usually remedied if you maintain or tune up your car regularly and change your oil filter at regular intervals. To check for oil leaks, wash the engine bay. You can also find out if any other fluids are leaking from your car this way. And the last troubleshoot is flat tires. Flat tires happen when sharp objects puncture your tire, or your tires are tired from all the wear and tear of being driven over various terrains. They can also happen when tires lose air pressure due to continued use. So the prevention tips is to prevent flat tires. Carefully driving is always an idea. You also have to regularly check your tires air pressure so it's not over or under inflated, which can cause too much friction on your tires and rip it threads. So the conclusion for troubleshooting and preventive measure for automobile is, all in all, your car problems can be solved by giving your car a regular maintenance schedule and always cleaning it inside and out. Also, understand the terms of your manufacturer or car insurance provider with repairs and maintenance. It would also be a good idea to know which centers you can get discounts on, so you are prepared for an emergency. That's all from me. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Farhan Hazim, metric number B0819100003. So today I would like to share with you about the how to troubleshoot and the preventive measure on software. So to prevent software failures, it's important to understand not only how to identify risk, but also how software failure happens. From there, your company can develop the strategies to prevent the most common and the most risky software failures. The number one cause of software failures is human error in application programming. This failure happens during the coding process, often due to oversights in the software development life cycle. A programmer may fail to consider extreme or unusual user inputs, which may cause system bugs when the software is deployed, and users begin using the software in ways the programmer didn't anticipate. Some failures also relate to small sign errors, such as when a programmer accidentally uses a greater than sign rather than a less than sign in their code. These errors should be caught and addressed in the development process, but there are times when they slip through and result in software that can't perform a certain action or doesn't react properly to certain inputs. With the prevalence of human error, it's unavoidable that some software will deploy with bugs and errors that slip through the cracks during development. As a business leader, although you don't have control over the source code or the development process, you can take steps to prevent software malfunction and to identify potential problems before they can cause interruption to your day-to-day business. So one of the preventive measure is hire an in-house programmer. If your company can afford it, having a quality programmer on staff gives you a huge advantage when it comes to catching and correcting software errors. Your in-house programmer can perform tests and monitor your system at the code level. Second, find the right software provider to monitor your system. Many companies don't have the budget or flexibility in their software for an in-house programmer to monitor and make adjustment to the source code. In these cases, your software provider is your best friend. While you may think of your provider simply as the company and you purchase software from, many third-party providers also offer services like ongoing monitoring and maintenance of your software system. The right software provider can be a huge asset to your business, providing scheduled routine maintenance, backup services, and expert support if you ever do experience a malfunction. Third, invest time and money into the development and implementation. You may be concerned about the learning curve for new software impacting your business operations, but it's worth it to take your time in both the research and implementation. Ensure you're investing in a high quality system that's best suited to your business needs. planning a smooth process for implementing it, and offering through training for your staff. In software, just like in manufacturing or any other industry, you get what you pay for. Implementing a high-quality software system for a company requires time and money, and rushing through the process makes you more susceptible to miss bugs and opportunities for malfunction. The U.S. Department of Commerce National Institute of Standards and Technology concluded that software bugs were so common and damaging that they cost the American economy an estimated $59 billion every year. By understanding how to assess and prioritize the risk of software failure, and taking the time to find the right provider and implement software successfully, so it is possible for your company to identify and even avoid many software failures. That's all from me. Thank you very much.